Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something, well, really fascinating. We're looking at the explosive growth of the global cryptocurrency exchange market. It's almost unbelievable, really. We've got this detailed report here from Cognitive Market Research, and our mission, basically, is to unpack the key insights. We want to get a handle on the sheer scale of this transformation, maybe understand why it's happening, and, what it all means for you. So just to set the scene, get this. Global sales revenue for crypto exchanges was about $14.2 billion in 2021. Seems like a lot, right? But hold on. It's projected to absolutely skyrocket to $124 billion by 2033. That's, wow, almost a tenfold increase in, just over a decade? Okay, let's definitely unpack this.
Indeed. And that $124 billion isn't just a headline figure. It represents a really strong compound annual growth rate, the TGR of nearly 20%, 19.736% globally. And when you talk about a CAGR that high consistently, it's more than just fast growth. It means the market's essentially doubling every, 3.5 years or so?
Yeah.
That kind of sustained exponential growth, it's not just a fleeting trend. It suggests a fundamental rewiring, absorbing capital, users. It's becoming a foundational layer.
Right. Putting it in terms of doubling time really emphasizes that scale. It's not just linear. So yeah, clearly a massive global shift. But you mentioned it's not uniform. Like different regions are growing differently.
Exactly. This isn't just some general tide lifting all boats equally. It points to a fundamental shift. Digital assets becoming really integrated across the globe. Think of it like building blocks, foundational infrastructure going up piece by piece, continent by continent, driven by different local needs, different opportunities.
Okay, so let's break that down. Where should we start? Maybe North America? Feels like a lot of the initial buzz was there.
Good place to start. North America has a really powerful trajectory.
Yeah, the report shows it grew from nearly $5.9 billion in 2021, projected to soar to about $48.8 billion by 2033. And within that, the U.S. seems absolutely dominant. Its revenue is expected to jump from around $4.7 billion to a staggering $38.6 billion.
Absolutely. That robust North American growth with a CAGR over 19%, it reflects a few things. Mature, or at least maturing, regulatory frameworks and a significant amount of institutional investor interest. That brings stability and, frankly, a lot of capital. The U.S. market is immense, no doubt, but Canada's expanding rapidly, too. Look, it's set to go from about $718 million to over $6.3 billion.
Wow, okay.
And Mexico as well, showing a strong CAGR over 19.4%, climbing from around $447 million to nearly $3.8 billion by 2033. It's where established finance meets digital innovation, really.
Okay, now, here's where the report says it gets really interesting, maybe even eye-opening for some. Asia Pacific. This region isn't just a hotspot. It's forecast to have the highest CAGR of all regions, nearly 21%. We're talking a jump from roughly $3.5 billion in 2021 to, get this, $33.7 billion by 2033.
Yeah, Asia-Pacific is fascinating, and it's not just one story. What's remarkable is the performance of individual countries within the region. Take India, for instance. An incredible CAGR predicted, over 21.7%. That's a market growing from just over $500 million to nearly $5.5 billion.
What's driving that in India specifically?
Well, it seems largely fueled digital payments, peer-to-peer crypto, sometimes bypassing traditional banking entirely. Then you have China, also significant growth despite, a stricter regulatory stance at times. It's on track from about $1.1 billion to over $10.8 billion. Shows underlying innovation. And don't forget Singapore and Southeast Asia more broadly, both showing really strong CAGRs, over 21.4%. It's this dynamic mix, huge populations meeting rapid digital uptake.
So not just one factor, but a convergence.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Europe? Still a major player.
Absolutely. Europe's seeing a powerful surge, too. The market was just over $3 billion there in 2021.
And projected to climb to nearly $25 billion by 2033. Big jump. Driven by places like the UK, Germany, France, Italy, the established economies.
And within Europe, Germany really stands out. Its CAGR is projected over 20%, rising from about $590 million to over $5.2 billion. That's significant.
Yeah.
It highlights that blend of, strong economic foundation with embracing innovation. France is also showing clear upward momentum from around $381 million to nearly $3 billion. So across the continent, you see this consistent, robust growth, often helped by increasingly forward-thinking regulations in key countries.
Okay, let's pivot now. What about the quote-unquote emerging markets? South America, for instance, often seen as a place with high potential for adoption.
And the numbers bear that out. South America is showing powerful momentum.
Yeah, forecasted to reach nearly $7.6 billion by 2033, up from just over $843 million in 2021. Quite a leap.
Brazil's a major driver there, expected to expand from about $332 million to almost $3 billion. But what's really noteworthy, perhaps, are countries like Argentina and Colombia, both showing CAGRs forecast above 20%.
Really? Higher than the regional average.
Seems so. Argentina, for example, climbing from around $134 million to nearly $1.3 billion by 2033. And in some of these regions, crypto isn't just speculation. It's often viewed as a hedge against, say, high inflation, or just a more accessible financial tool than traditional banking. That really accelerates adoption.
That makes sense. A different set of drivers. What about the Middle East?
Another region quietly but rapidly rising.
The estimate here is growth from around $600 million in 2021 to over $5.3 billion by 2033.
And the UAE in particular shows a really impressive CGR, nearly 21% predicted, advancing from about $78 million to over $760 million. That signals significant regional momentum. Often it's fueled by government initiatives, trying to diversify economies, become fintech hubs, embrace digital transformation. They're actively positioning themselves.
Right, proactive strategies.
Okay,
last region, but certainly not least, Africa. Often talked about as maybe the ultimate emerging market for crypto. Is it living up to that?
Well, it's definitely proving its immense potential. The numbers show growth from just over $428 million in 2021
to nearly $3.8 billion by 2033.
Mm-hmm.
Still smaller overall than other regions, but the growth trajectory is strong.
Exactly. And Nigeria and South Africa are clearly leading the charge on the continent. High mobile phone penetration is a key factor, plus the need for more efficient ways to send money, especially cross-border.
Makes sense.
So Nigeria is expected to grow from roughly $57 million to over $526 million. South Africa from about $171 million to over $1.6 billion. For many people in Africa, crypto offers a direct pathway to financial inclusion, so it becomes a really critical part of their developing digital economy.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot of ground, a lot of numbers. North America, Asia Pacific is the hotspot, Europe surge, South America, Middle East, Africa. So let's try to pull this all together. When you see this massive global projection, these incredible regional growth stories, those consistently high CAGRs almost everywhere, what's the big picture? What does it all mean?
It means cryptocurrency exchanges aren't really a niche phenomenon anymore. Not just for tech enthusiasts or speculators, they are rapidly becoming foundational infrastructure, for digital transactions, for investment, for fintech innovation. And this is happening across the globe. This isn't just a fleeting trend or some kind of bubble, despite the volatility we sometimes see. It looks like a deep integration into the very fabric of the financial ecosystem. We're witnessing a huge transformation, really well underway, absorbing more capital, more users, and fundamentally reshaping how value is exchanged, how money moves worldwide.
Right. So the key takeaway for you, listening, seems really clear. This isn't just something happening on the fringes. It's the undeniable, rapid, and truly global integration of crypto exchanges into our financial systems. It's becoming foundational.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Given these projections, just think about it. What new forms of financial interaction, or maybe digital ownership, might become commonplace? In your everyday life, maybe just a few years down the line, as this infrastructure keeps maturing. It raises a really important question, I think. How is this shift going to impact traditional financial institutions, global economies, maybe in ways we're only just beginning to imagine now?
That's a powerful question to ponder. Really fascinating stuff. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and we'll catch you next time.